Hello, Search here from the backyard driving range. We have a question that came in on the website, and this one says that from George Morris, and George says, or asks, I follow your videos and I am having great success with your system in my game. Love it, all in capital letters. Question, we always say we use a limited turn, 70 degrees, yet we turn to the tow line. I am a bit confused with that. Isn't that a 90-degree turn? Please explain. Thank you so much. Okay, let's make sure we're all on the same page about how much what turning to the tow line means. The general thesis on golf has always been, as far as turn goes, is they want you to make a 90-degree shoulder turn. So if you put your club on your shoulders, that means if you were standing parallel left of your aiming line, all right, so if that's my aiming line and my toes are parallel left here, that I would turn my shoulders to at least where the shoulders reach the ball. So the center line of the shoulders would reach the ball. That would be 90-degree shoulder turn. So if I started here with my hands at address, and I made a turn and turned my shoulders at least to the ball, look at the angle of my arm. All right, I'm back in the sacred burial ground. As we know, everything behind the toe line is the sacred burial ground. And you know the rule is you can stand in it, but if you swing in it, you're dead. Because why? If you're in, you got to get out. So the mantra or the surgism for getting in the sacred burial ground, or as the golf swing goes, is that if golf is like life, what goes around comes around. What goes straight back and up comes straight down and can go straight back up a lot better. Okay, so the key becomes that you've always heard this expression, well, I'm getting behind my body, my arms are behind my body, and the club of my arms are getting stuck. Well, the key is that's because they turn too much. So 70-degree turn is what we talk about, again, looking at my toe line here, is we turn only until my shoulders, until my left arm, my forward arm, lefty for a right-hander, is over the toe line, and then it's all up. So if I'm over the toe line, and all I do is turn until I'm parallel left here, and all I do is I turn until my left arm's over the toe line and lift, look where the club's pointing now. Remember when I made the big turn and got my shoulders to the ball, and got the club basically, because it's in front of my shoulders, is pointing by my vision about right there, about 4 inches in front of the ball, and look where my arm is, versus here. That's 70 degrees. Another way that you can really look at it is that any of you have the plane trainer, and take my hat off here. Oh yeah, by the way, somebody once wrote in and asked me, what brand of hats do I buy? I just buy wherever I go and I see something I like or a color I need, I just buy those. I don't endorse or use any one particular brand. So back to the golf swing. As far as the plane trainer goes, the one it's designed that it keeps your arms in front of your body, so you can't break your elbows and get behind it. And when you swing properly and lift your arms up, they drop down, they bounce off the plane trainer. So it's great to learn the vertical golf swing. But ultimately, one of the best things I ever learned about it and had another dimension to it is the fact that it can actually tell you how much you turned. And it goes back to DJ when he was in a big growth spurt. He was swinging a golf club, and the club was looping way back in here and coming up, and he was hitting the biggest duck hooks there was. And I could see this loop, and I was just kind of befuddled on how I'm going to attack this. And so all of a sudden, I just reached in the bag and pulled out the plane trainer. And I put it on him, and he stood there and put the plane trainer on, and on the very first swing, it was like a 7-iron or something. He swung, and he just clipped the top of the ball, and it moved about 6 inches. And he turned around, and he's standing like this. He looked at me, he said, hey, Dad, he said, I almost whiffed it. He said, because when I swung, the tip of the plane trainer got in the way of the ball. I couldn't see the ball. And so all of a sudden, I'm looking at him, and I'm saying to myself, well, where's the tip of the plane trainer? It's back here at the back of my shoulder blades. So how far did he have to turn if that got all the way to the ball? Now watch it. If I just take a turn to my toe line, look where it is. And that's the first thing I did. I put it on, I turned to the toe line, and I glanced over here. And right now, from my eyes, from taking my eyes from the ball and glancing over, that plane trainer is pointing out here somewhere. All right? He made it all the way to the ball. How far was that turn? That's about 120 degrees. And so the plane trainer, if you have one, it's a great way to learn how much you turn. Because if you're making that 3/4 limited turn swing to the left arm over the toe line, all right, as you can see, I'm over my toe line, right? So if I don't change anything and move right here, look at the arm is at at basically a parallel angle to the camera lens, and look where the plane trainer is pointing, way out there. And so that's how you can learn to do it. And so to this day, and you finish level so you can see how the level finished. To this day, DJ's always had the plane trainer in his bag. About a year ago, I had to put a new one in because after being in his bag about 10 or 12 years, the clip on the end broke here. And then I was at the Honda Classic this year, a couple weeks ago, and he didn't have it. And there wasn't one in there. I said, "Where's your plane trainer?" And he said, "I don't know." I said, "Well, I don't know what happened. Maybe I switched bags or something and I left it in there." Fortunately, I had one in the car and I put it in there. But DJ has the plane trainer in his bag for one reason and one reason only. It's like a reminder, almost like a flashing neon light. It's a reminder that the swing is a limited turn, and he always leaves it in his top pocket up here so you usually can see it. And it's the fact that it's a limited 70-degree turn. Forward arm over the toe line, that's it. So once you've turned to the toe line, there's no more turn and it's all lift. And the plane trainer is that reminder to DJ, and that's the definition of a 70-degree turn. It's the forward arm that gets over the toe line, and then after that it's all lift. And so when you do that, you'll have the club going straight, starting to take away straight into the mitt. You turn to the toe line and go straight up, and then you just swing down to finish. And guess where your right arm is in the finish? Your right arm now, or what we call your trailing arm, will be over the toe line. It doesn't get inside the toe line. Okay, so your toe line is the key, and everything behind the toe line is the sacred burial ground. You can stand in it, but if you swing in it, you're dead. So, with a definition of exactly what the 70-degree turn is, hopefully this answers a lot of questions, and you get that 70-degree turn, and you'll be hitting it more solid, straight, and longer, because that's the key to the peak performance golf swing. To hit it straight and long is you turn only to the toe line. 70 degrees. That's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to you all again soon.